I never thought my wedding night would begin with me locked in a marble bathroom, mascara streaking down my face trying not to scream. The ceremony was a funeral. My funeral, white dress, dead dreams, and 200 witnesses watching me promise forever to a man whose eyes held all the warmth of a January ocean. Damien Cross, billionaire predator, my husband. The word tastes like copper on my tongue, like I've bitten through my own lip trying not to say what I really feel. My father sold me. That's the truth stripped of its pretty wrapping. His company was drowning, and Damien needed a wife to secure some ancient inheritance clause his grandfather wrote into the family trust. A business transaction. I'm the signature on the dotted line. Now I'm standing in his penthouse, our penthouse, God help me, and it's exactly what you'd expect. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Everything black and chrome and expensive. Cold. Like him. I pressed my forehead against the bathroom mirror, the glass cool against my feverish skin, and whispered the same prayer I've been repeating for 3 weeks. Please let him be cruel quickly. Let him take what he wants and leave me alone. The knock makes me flinch. Emma. His voice comes through the door, low and measured, not angry. Somehow that's worse. You've been in there 20 minutes. I swipe at my face with shaking hands, smearing the black streaks into something even more pathetic. I'm fine. Silence. Then open the door. I said I'm fine, and I said open the door. Still calm. Still controlled. But there's something underneath now, something that makes my pulse stutter. Or I'm coming in. My laugh comes out broken. What are you going to do, break down the door on our wedding night? Very romantic. Emma. The way he says my name, like he's tasting it, turning it over in his mouth, sends heat crawling up my spine. I hate that. Hate that my body responds to him when my mind is screaming to run. I unlock the door but don't open it. Just step back and wait. He pushes it open slowly. Fills the doorway. 6'3" of tailored menace, bow tie already undone, top button open. His dark hair is slightly mussed like he's been running his hands through it. Those ice blue eyes sweep over me, taking in my ruined makeup, my white-knuckled grip on the counter, the way my chest rises and falls too fast. You're afraid of me, he says. Not a question, shouldn't I be? Something flickers across his face, too quick for me to catch. He steps into the bathroom and I instinctively step back until my spine hits the wall. He stops, doesn't come closer. Just stands there watching me with an intensity that makes my skin prickle. What did they tell you about me? His voice is softer now. Dangerous in a different way. That you're ruthless. That you destroy anyone who gets in your way. I lift my chin even though I'm trembling. That I should do whatever you want and not make you angry. His jaw tightens. And you believe that? Does it matter what I believe? I'm here, aren't I? I said the vows. I signed my name. I'm yours now. The word breaks on my tongue. So just get it over with. Whatever you're going to do, please. He moves then. 2 steps. Close enough that I can smell his cologne. Cedar and something darker. Something that makes my head swim. Close enough that I have to tilt my head back to meet his eyes. He reaches out and I brace myself, but his fingers don't grab. They hover near my face, waiting. May I? He whispers. I don't understand the question. Don't understand why this man, who could take anything he wants, is asking. But I nod, barely, and his thumb brushes my cheek. Gentle. Catching a tear I didn't know had fallen. I'm not going to hurt you, Emma, he says, and his voice is raw now. Stripped of its usual polish. Not tonight. Not ever. I want to believe him. God, the way he's looking at me, like I'm something precious instead of a bought and paid for bride, makes me want to believe him so badly it physically hurts. But I've learned that wanting something doesn't make it true. Why? The question slips out before I can stop it. Why did you agree to this? You could have any woman you wanted. His hand falls away. He steps back and I immediately feel the loss of his heat. When he speaks again, his voice has gone cold. Because I needed a wife. You needed money. It's just business, Emma. Don't make it more complicated than it is. The words should hurt. They should confirm everything I've been telling myself. But there's something in his eyes, something wounded and walled off that makes me think he's lying to me. Or to himself, maybe both. I wake up alone in a bed the size of my childhood bedroom, wrapped in sheets that probably cost more than my college tuition. Damien kept his word. He didn't touch me. Didn't even try. After our bathroom encounter, he showed me to the bedroom, this bedroom apparently mine alone, and told me his room was down the hall if I needed anything. Then he left. I lay awake for hours, listening to footsteps and running water and the clink of glass on glass, wondering if he was drinking himself to sleep, wondering why I cared. Now morning light slants through the windows, turning everything gold and unreal. I find a note on the nightstand written in sharp, confident handwriting. Coffee's in the kitchen. Help yourself to anything. I have a meeting. We'll talk tonight, we'll talk. Like we're roommates. Like I didn't promise forever to him yesterday. I shower in a bathroom stocked with products still in their packaging, expensive brands I've only seen in magazines. Someone went shopping specifically for me. I try not to think about Damien standing in some boutique, choosing shampoo that smells like vanilla and jasmine. Try not to imagine his hands touching the bottles, wondering what I might like. The penthouse is silent except for the city hum through the windows. I wander through rooms that feel more like a design magazine than a home. Everything is beautiful. Nothing is lived in. In the kitchen, I find an espresso machine that looks like it requires a PhD to operate and a note beside it. Press the button with the coffee cup icon. See, something about that dash and initial makes my chest tight. I'm still staring at the machine when my phone buzzes. My best friend, Lily. I've been avoiding her calls since the engagement announcement. Don't hang up, she says the second I answer. I'm not. You got married without telling me, without inviting me. Guilt twists in my stomach. It wasn't that kind of wedding. What kind was it, Em? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you sold yourself to a man who's been on the cover of Forbes with headlines like, "The CEO Who Never Loses." I close my eyes. My dad is a coward who used his daughter to save his own ass. Her voice gentles. I'm not mad at you. I'm worried. Are you okay? Did he? Has he? He hasn't touched me, I say quietly. He's been not what I expected. What does that mean? I don't know how to explain last night. The way Damien looked at my tears like they physically hurt him. The way he asked permission before touching my face. The way he lied about why he married me. I'm certain now it was a lie and then walked away like it cost him something. It means I have no idea what I'm doing. I admit. The front door opens. My heart lurches. I have to go. Emma, I hang up. Damien walks in and I'm struck all over again by how unfairly beautiful he is. Dark suit, crisp shirt, that perfectly imperfect hair. But there are shadows under his eyes. He didn't sleep either. You're up, he says. You said to help myself to coffee. I'm trying to decode the machine. The corner of his mouth twitches. Almost a smile. He crosses to me, so close I can feel the heat radiating off him, and reaches around me to press 2 buttons in sequence. The machine hums to life. His arm is still stretched past me, caging me against the counter, and neither of us moves. You smell different, he murmurs. The vanilla. It suits you. My breath catches. You picked it, I guessed. His eyes drop to my mouth, linger. I wanted you to feel comfortable here. Why? The question from last night still unanswered. Why do you care if I'm comfortable? You said it yourself, this is just business. Something dangerous flashes in his eyes. He pushes away from the counter, putting distance between us. We need to establish ground rules. My stomach sinks. Rules. The world thinks this is a real marriage. We need to sell that. He's pacing now, all business. Public appearances. Charity events. You'll need a new wardrobe. I've arranged for a stylist. And we'll need to share a bedroom when we have guests. I'll sleep on the couch. He waves a hand dismissively, but appearances matter. I should be relieved. This is what I expected, a performance, a contract, nothing real. So why does disappointment taste like ash on my tongue? Fine, I say. What else? He stops pacing, looks at me with those unreadable eyes. You're free to do what you want. Go where you want. I won't control you, Emma, but... He hesitates. I need you to promise me something. What? Don't ask me about my past, about why I really needed this marriage. His voice goes rough. Don't dig into my family, my history, just let it be. There's pain there. Old and deep and carefully hidden. I recognize it because I've spent years building my own walls. Okay, I whisper. He nods, turns to leave. But at the doorway he stops. Emma? Yes, thank you. For last night. For trusting me enough to... He breaks off. Just... Thank you. He's gone before I can respond. I stand in the kitchen, coffee forgotten, with the strangest sensation unfurling in my chest. Not fear, not anymore, curiosity and something far more dangerous. The dress is a sin made of midnight blue silk. The stylist Damien hired, a terrifying woman named Margot who speaks in French and looks like she stepped off a runway, presented it with reverence. For the Harrison Gala tonight, she'd said, Mr. Cross requested something that would make you unforgettable. Now I'm staring at myself in the mirror and I don't recognize the woman looking back. The dress clings to every curve, the neckline just low enough to be devastating, the slit high enough to make me blush. My hair is swept up, exposing my neck. Diamond earrings, borrowed from Damien's family vault, catch the light. I look like I belong in his world. The lie is almost perfect. Emma? His voice from the doorway. The car is, he stops, goes completely still. And the way he looks at me, like I've stolen every word from his vocabulary, makes heat bloom across my skin. Is it too much? I ask, suddenly self-conscious. Margot said, You're beautiful. The words come out rough, almost angry. He clears his throat. The car is waiting. The gala is held in a ballroom that belongs in a fairy tale. Crystal chandeliers, champagne fountains, people draped in wealth and importance. Damien's hand is on the small of my back as we enter, possessive and warm through the thin silk. He's playing the role of devoted husband perfectly, introducing me to business partners and society matrons, keeping me close, occasionally brushing his lips against my temple in a gesture that looks casual, but makes my pulse race. You're good at this, I murmur when we're finally alone at our table. At what? Pretending. Something flickers in his eyes. Maybe I'm not pretending. Before I can process that, a woman appears. Tall, stunning, with ice blonde hair and a smile sharp enough to cut. Damien, how domestic you look. His hand tightens on my waist. Vanessa, aren't you going to introduce me to your wife? She says the word like it's amusing. After all, we were so close once. My stomach drops. Ex-girlfriend. Obviously. Emma. This is Vanessa Montgomery. Vanessa, my wife Emma. Charmed. Her eyes rake over me, cataloging and dismissing. I have to say, Damien, when I heard you got married, I assumed it was a joke. You always said marriage was for weak men who couldn't stand alone. She leans in, stage whispering to me. Did he tell you about his grandfather's will? How he needed a wife to access his inheritance? Such a romantic story. The room tilts. I knew this was a business arrangement, but hearing it said so casually, so cruelly. That's enough, Vanessa. Damien's voice could freeze blood. I'm just being honest. Someone should tell the poor girl what she signed up for. She smiles at me with false sympathy. You're a beautiful addition to his portfolio, darling. I hope he's at least generous with the credit cards. I should stay quiet, play the role. But something hot and reckless rises in my chest. He is, I say sweetly, almost as generous as he is in bed. Vanessa's smile freezes. Damien's hand spasms against my waist. I just keep smiling. If you'll excuse us, I continue, I promised my husband a dance. I stand, grab Damien's hand, and pull him toward the dance floor before anyone can respond. My heart is hammering so hard I think I might pass out. When we reach the floor, he spins me into his arms, one hand at my waist, the other capturing mine. That was... He starts. Stupid. I know, I'm sorry. I just couldn't let her. Magnificent. He pulls me closer until we're pressed together from chest to thigh. You're magnificent, Emma. The world narrows to his eyes. His breath, the way his thumb traces circles on my lower back, making me shiver. She hurt you, I whisper. Vanessa. His jaw tightens. That was a long time ago. But it still matters. We're swaying now, barely moving. The music fades. Everything fades except the man holding me like I'm something precious. Do you want to know a secret? His voice is low, intimate. I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. Since the moment I saw you walking down that aisle, looking at me like I was the villain in your story, and I am. I haven't been able to think about anything else. My breath catches. Damien, I know this isn't real. I know you're here because you had no choice. But when I'm near you, Emma, I forget. I forget that this is temporary, that you'll leave the moment you can, that I don't deserve. He breaks off. I should stop talking. No. My free hand moves to his chest, feeling his heart race beneath my palm. Don't stop. His eyes drop to my mouth. His hand slides higher on my back, fingers tracing my spine. We're not dancing anymore. We're just standing in the middle of the floor, lost in each other, while the world spins around us. If I kiss you right now, he breathes, everyone will believe this is real. Yes. But it won't be for them. His forehead touches mine. It'll be for me. Then kiss me for you. He does. His mouth is gentle at first, questioning, giving me every chance to pull away. But I don't. I can't. I open for him and the gentleness shatters. He kisses me like he's drowning and I'm air, like I'm the answer to a question he's been asking his whole life. His hand fists in my hair, tilting my head for better access, and I make a sound, desperate and needy, that I've never made before. When we break apart, we're both breathing hard. His pupils are blown wide, his lips swollen from mine. Emma, he rasps. We should, Mr. Cross? A man in a suit hovers nervously. I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's an urgent call. Your brother. Damien's entire body goes rigid. No. He says it's about your father. The warmth drains from Damien's face. He releases me, steps back, and I immediately feel cold. Lost. I have to take this. He says mechanically, I'll be right back. But he won't. I can see it in his eyes, the wall slamming back into place, the distance opening between us like a chasm. Whatever that phone call is about, it's going to take him away from me. He disappears into the crowd. I stand alone on the dance floor, my lips still burning from his kiss, and realize with absolute certainty, I'm in love with my husband. And I have no idea if he'll ever let me close enough to tell him. Damien doesn't come home that night. I wait in the penthouse until 3 a.m., still wearing the blue dress. Watching the city lights blur through tears I refuse to let fall. He texted once, don't wait up. Family emergency. Nothing else. No explanation. No reassurance. Just silence. By morning, I'm furious. I find him in his study, still wearing last night's tuxedo pants and white shirt, now wrinkled and open at the collar. There's a glass of whiskey at his elbow, even though it's barely 8. He doesn't look up when I enter. You left me, I say. I had to deal with something. You kissed me in front of 300 people and then disappeared. I said I had to deal with something. His voice is flat. Dead. What do you want from me, Emma? The truth. You promised you wouldn't hurt me, and then you... I never promised I wouldn't leave. He finally looks at me and his eyes are devastated. Empty. You want the truth? Fine. My brother called to tell me my father is dying. Lung cancer. Stage 4. He has maybe 3 months. The anger drains out of me. Damien, don't. He holds up a hand. Don't pity me. I haven't spoken to my father in 5 years. We hate each other. But he wrote that will, the one Vanessa was so eager to tell you about, specifically to torture me. Marry by 30 or lose everything. He knew I'd never do it, knew I'd sworn off marriage after... He breaks off, jaw working. But I did it anyway. I found you. And now he's dying and I'll never get to tell him that I won. Is that why you married me? My voice cracks. To win? At first. He drains the whiskey, pours another. But then you walked down that aisle and you were shaking and I realized what a monster I was. You didn't deserve to be used as a pawn in my family's sick games. Then why didn't you stop it? Because I'm selfish. He laughs bitterly. Because the moment I saw you, I wanted you. And I always take what I want, I move closer. He tracks me with predator eyes. Don't, he warns. I'm not good right now, Emma. I'm angry and drunk and I'm your wife. I stop in front of him. So tell me the rest. Tell me what you're really afraid of. You want to know what I'm afraid of? He stands so fast his chair crashes backward. I'm afraid that I married you for revenge and fell in love with you instead. I'm afraid that every time I touch you, I'm pulling you into my family's darkness. I'm afraid that my father was right, that I'm just like him, using people, destroying everything I touch. His hand cups my face, thumb tracing my cheekbone. I'm afraid that when you realize who I really am, you'll look at me the way my mother did before she left. Like I'm something to escape. My heart is breaking and soaring at the same time. You love me? Since the moment you told Vanessa I was generous in bed. A ghost of a smile. Maybe before that. Maybe since you cried in the bathroom and still found the courage to look me in the eye. I take the whiskey from his hand, set it aside. Then I kiss him. This kiss is different from last night. It's not for show. It's not gentle. It's raw and desperate and honest. He groans against my mouth, hands sliding down to lift me onto the desk. Papers scatter. I don't care. I wrap my legs around his waist, pulling him closer, and he kisses me like he's trying to crawl inside my soul. Emma, he gasps against my throat. We should stop. I love you too. The words tumble out. I'm terrified and this is insane and I barely know you, but I love you. He pulls back to look at me. His eyes are wet. Say it again, he whispers. I love you. Damien Cross. Even though you're arrogant and damaged and you hide behind walls so thick I need a battering ram to. He kisses me again, swallowing my words. His hands are everywhere. My hair, my waist, the bare skin of my thigh where the dress rode up. I fumble with his shirt buttons, needing to touch him, needing to prove this is real. Are you sure? His voice is ragged. Because if we do this, Emma, I'm not letting you go, ever, contract or no contract. You'll be mine. I'm already yours. I pull his shirt open, press my palm over his racing heart. I've been yours since you wiped away my tears and asked permission to touch me. Something breaks open in his face. He lifts me, carries me out of the study and down the hall to his bedroom, the one I've never seen. It's darker than mine, more lived in. The bed is huge and unmade. He lays me down like I'm made of glass. I want to do this right, he says, kneeling beside the bed. I want to court you, take you on dates, learn your favorite flower and your middle name and what you dream about. My middle name is Rose. I dream about being loved. I pull him down to me, and you can court me tomorrow. Tonight I just want you. He kisses me again, slower now, savoring. His hands unzip my dress with reverence, peeling it away until I'm bare beneath him. I should be self-conscious, but the way he looks at me like I'm art, like I'm everything, makes me feel powerful. Beautiful, he murmurs, pressing kisses down my throat, my collarbone, lower. So goddamn beautiful. I arch into him, lost in sensation. His mouth, his hands, the weight of him against me. When he finally moves inside me, we both gasp. Hold perfectly still. Eyes locked. I love you, he says. Show me. I breathe, and he does. Over and over until the sun rises and we're tangled together, exhausted and complete. But as I'm falling asleep in his arms, I hear his phone buzz. See his face go hard. And I know, with terrible certainty, that whatever his father's death brings, it's going to test everything we've just found. Damien, I whisper. What's wrong? He kisses my forehead, pulls me closer. Nothing you need to worry about. Go to sleep, my love, but he's lying. And tomorrow, I'm going to find out why. The funeral is held on a cliff overlooking the ocean, and I finally understand why Damien's eyes sometimes look like winter water. He stands stone still through the entire service, his hand crushing mine while a priest talks about a man I suspect no one truly knew, Damien's brother, older, softer around the edges, keeps glancing at him with something between concern and calculation. I don't trust him. After, at the estate reading, I find out why. The will is straightforward, the lawyer says, adjusting his glasses. Marcus Cross left his entire fortune, the company, the properties, the investments, to his eldest son, James. On one condition. James smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes. Damien must agree to dissolve his marriage within 30 days or forfeit his ownership stake in Cross Industries. If he remains married, his shares transfer to James along with... The lawyer pauses uncomfortably. The penthouse, Mr. Cross's personal accounts, and voting rights on the board. The room goes silent. I stop breathing. He can't do that, I whisper. He can. James leans back in his chair. Father was very creative. He knew Damien would never marry for love. Too damaged, too much like the old man. So when Damien actually went through with it, Father assumed it was for money. One final test. Choose love or power. He looks at his brother. What's it going to be, Damien? Damien hasn't moved. Hasn't even blinked. His hand in mine has gone cold. We need a moment, I say. Take all the time you need. James stands. You have 29 days. Make them count. When we're alone, I turn to Damien. His face is a mask. Say something, I beg. He wins. His voice is hollow. Even dead, he wins. No, we'll fight this. There has to be a way to... There's no fighting a will, Emma. It's legal, binding. He finally looks at me, and the emptiness in his eyes is terrifying. My father knew exactly what he was doing. He made me choose between the company I've spent 15 years building and the woman I... His voice cracks. You. Then choose me. I grab his face, force him to see me. Choose us. We don't need the money. We don't need any of it. We'll start over. Together. You don't understand. Cross Industries employs 10,000 people. My father ran it into the ground over the last 5 years. James will destroy what's left within a year. All those jobs, those families, that's not your responsibility. Yes, it is. He pulls away from me, starts pacing. I've been trying to save that company since my father got sick. Working 18-hour days, securing deals, rebuilding partnerships he burned. If James takes over, it's over. Everything I've worked for gone. Then we fight him, I say desperately. With what? He has the will, the law. The board will side with him. Damien laughs bitterly. My father's final gift, proof that love makes you weak. That I should have stayed alone. Don't. Tears are streaming down my face now. Don't let him make you believe that. What if he's right? He finally stops pacing, looks at me with devastating honesty. What if I'm asking you to give up everything, stability, security, for a man who's too broken to give you what you deserve? You're not broken. You're hurt. There's a difference. Is there? He crosses to me, cups my face with shaking hands. Emma, I have 29 days to decide if I'm going to lose you or lose everything else. And I don't know if I'm strong enough to make that choice. My heart splinters. I'm not a choice. I'm your wife. I'm the woman who loves you even when you're being impossibly stubborn and blind. You think I care about penthouses and companies? I grab his shirt, pull him down to me. I care about you. Just you. But the company, let it burn. I kiss him hard, desperately. Let it all burn if it means I get to keep you. He kisses me back like he's drowning, like I'm the only solid thing in a world coming apart. When we break apart, we're both crying. I can't ask you to sacrifice that much, he whispers. You're not asking. I'm choosing. I press my forehead to his. Choose me back, Damien, please. For a long moment, he just holds me. Then he pulls back, reaches into his pocket and draws out his phone. Dials, who are you calling? I ask, the lawyer. He waits for someone to pick up. Tell James he can have it, all of it. The company, the money, the properties. I'm keeping my wife. Relief crashes through me so hard I sob. But Damien continues into the phone, and his voice is steel now. Tell him if he ruins that company, if he fires people out of spite or runs it into bankruptcy, I'll spend the rest of my life making sure everyone knows what kind of man he really is. He wants our father's legacy. He can have it. All the poison that comes with it. He hangs up, looks at me. I don't have a penthouse anymore, he says, or a company, or anything except what I've saved personally, which, to be fair, is still a lot. But not billionaire a lot, more like comfortable lot. I laugh through my tears. I grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment. Comfortable sounds perfect, you're sure? Because there's no going back from this. I've never been more sure of anything. I kiss him softly. We'll figure it out together. Together, he repeats like he's testing the word. Then he grins. A real, genuine smile that transforms his whole face. You know what? Fuck him. Fuck the company. Fuck all of it. I choose you, Emma Rosecross. Every day for the rest of my life, I choose you. Good. I pull him toward the door. Now let's get out of this horrible house and go find our new life. We walk out hand in hand, leaving behind James and lawyers and the poisoned inheritance. At the bottom of the cliff, Damien stops, turns to face the ocean. He thought love was weakness, he says quietly, but he was wrong. Loving you is the strongest thing I've ever done. I lean into him, watching the waves crash against the rocks. What are we going to do now? I have no idea. He kisses the top of my head. But I'm thinking something small. Something real. Maybe I'll actually learn to cook. Take you on that proper date. Figure out who I am when I'm not trying to prove something to a dead man. I like the sound of that. Me too. He turns me to face him, and the sunset turns his eyes gold. Thank you for saving me, Emma. We saved each other, I correct, and we did. The girl who was sold into marriage and the man who thought love was a transaction. We found something neither of us knew we needed. Something worth more than any inheritance. Freedom, partnership, love. As we drive away from the estate, Damien takes my hand and brings it to his lips. So, Mrs. Cross, where to? Anywhere, I say. As long as we're together, he smiles. Together it is. And for the first time in both our lives, the future feels like a promise instead of a prison.